Day and happy Labor Day. I hope everybody's having a happy and safe Labor Day. Today, I thought it would be appropriate to sort of talk about enjoying and appreciating the fruits of your labor. And what I mean by that is this idea of sort of trusting the process and knowing that what you're doing is going to pay off and you are going to get where you want to go. I think sometimes as we're practicing and playing, we kind of get in some little ruts on a few things usually. It's typically something like, oh, I can't articulate fast enough, or my high notes sound bad, or I can't play notes fast enough, or I'm just not talented at rhythm and can't play with the metronome well. And we sort of get stuck in these things and think, that's just how I play. I'm never going to get better at that. A few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, we talked about sort of your identity and your musical identity and trying not to identify as like, oh, I'm just somebody who doesn't like the metronome, or I'm just somebody who can't play fast notes, because none of that's true. All of those are learnable skills and all of those are things you can get better at. And that's exactly what I'm sort of talking about with the fruits of your labor, is putting in that effort, putting in the work on those things, and trusting that as you do the work on those things, you're going to get the benefits and get the results, and you're going to move forward on that. Now, you may be saying, well, that, sure, when you're a good player and a professional, I'm sure you can just sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor and enjoy all the hard work you've done, and you're playing and performing and able to play whatever you want, and you can just think, I did my practice and now I'm in a good place. But you might be thinking, for me, where I'm at, I'm not there yet. I still have these things that bother me all the time. And if you're in that situation, again, it's totally fine. You still need to trust that the process is going to take you where you want to be. And you still need to be putting in the work to get there. And even professionals are still putting in the work to develop better tone, faster articulation, faster fingers, more musical phrasing, all of those kinds of things that you're working on too. They're just working on it at a different level. So it never stops, which is the fun of music, is there's an infinite skill ceiling and you can always be continuously getting better and better. But what's most important as you're sitting there thinking, okay, I would love to enjoy the fruits of my labor, but there's still all of these things that I'm stuck at, then maybe you're in a phase where you need to be planting the proper seeds and sort of putting in the labor so that the fruits will pay off. Before I go into how to do that, though, I do want to add the very important caveat that you can still enjoy some fruits no matter what level you're at. There are things that you're doing now that you're doing better than you used to. And I think it's so important to appreciate that, both to stay motivated and encouraged to know that, okay, I actually did do something that paid off. But also you can learn from that and learn from the things that you've improved on already and take that same kind of approach to improve the other things that you need to improve on. If you've figured out how to articulate faster, then you can probably use a pretty similar approach to learn how to wiggle your fingers faster. If you've tackled complicated rhythms and learned how to do rhythm accurately and confidently and play with the metronome, then you can probably apply that same kind of approach and process to playing more musically and things like that. But if you are at the stage where you're planting seeds and you're trying to start to kind of cultivate and develop a new skill or grow at something new that you're a little bit stuck at or something that you definitely want to be better at, the way to sort of plant those seeds is to make sure that you're able to get it correct. And I think so often we sometimes skip over actually paying attention to if we are doing it correct, and we think, oh, I just want to be able to wiggle my fingers fast. So we play the fast music and we're trying to wiggle our fingers as fast as we can, and it never really comes together. And we just keep sort of banging our heads against the wall in the same direction, and it never really comes together. And that's because we never took a second to actually make sure we're doing it correct. So when it comes to finger wiggling, what correct looks like is comfortably and confidently hitting every single one of the notes comfortably, confidently in control. So that's what doing it correct looks like. And that's what planting the seeds looks like. And just like using the analogy of planting the seeds and harvesting your fruit later, when we plant a seed, we don't see the end result of the fruit right away, but we have to trust that process. So again, what that process looks like, if we're maybe trying to have faster fingers, the seed that we need to plant is doing it comfortably, confidently, correct, and in control. Once. That's all it takes. If we can get what we want once, then the seed is planted. Then from there, the actual labor and the work and cultivating the seed, the watering it, the fertilizing, whatever we need to do to make that pay off in the long run, is doing it that same kind of correct and comfortable and confident and in control again and again and again, and eventually starting to sort of move towards the end goal and grow from the seed to the big fruit tree that's actually bearing fruit. So getting a little bit faster, but staying in control and correct. Doing a little bit bigger chunks, but staying in control and correct. And from there, we can get the results that we want. And this applies for anything. So whatever it is that you feel like you're a little bit stuck in and want to be at a better place with, take some time to get creative and experiment and look sort of at different angles of it. Think through it in different ways, and ways that you can make sure that you're really getting what you want on the simplest, smallest, most manageable component of it. And if you can do a simplified version of it, or a smaller chunk of it, or whatever it takes to feel comfortable, confident, and in control, then the seed is planted, and then it's just a matter of cultivating that. So hopefully this week you're going to cultivate some things, plant some new seeds of getting things really, truly correct so that you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. And I also encourage you to take some time to enjoy what you've already accomplished and enjoy where you've come already on your journey, so that you can sort of stay encouraged and stay motivated to keep moving. And of course, filling out your practice template is going to be a fantastic way to continue planning and continue deciding how you want to move forward. So this is the practice template. You can get it at quickstartclarinet.com/get-started in my free members area with lots of other great resources, or you can just make it for yourself. It's the date for the week, reflection of how things are going, your goal for what you want to accomplish this week, and then your plan for when you're going to make that happen. So filling that out will be super helpful for you to sort of know, okay, reflect, these things are going well, I'm happy with my growth in these areas, I'm enjoying those fruits of my labor, these are the things that I still want to work on. Turn that into your goal. Okay, rhythm is what I want to work on. I'm going to tackle just a few measures of tricky rhythm in whatever music that I'm working on, but I'm actually going to break it down, and I'm actually going to get down to the seed and plant the seed and do it actually correctly and confident and in control, however much I need to simplify to make that happen. That would be an awesome goal for you if rhythm's something you're wanting to work on. But maybe use that as a template to sort of apply this fruits of your labor idea to whatever thing you want to work on. And then make the plan for when you're going to do that, what you're going to do at those times, so that practicing is easy. You just sit down, you execute the plan, and make sure that that plan actually gets into your planner or on your schedule or in your calendar, however you organize your life, so that you actually stick to it and don't say, it's Labor Day, I'd rather just sort of relax and hang out. Make the plan, stick to the schedule so that you actually make it happen. I see Chris said hi. Hi, Chris, on Facebook. That's great. But that's the Monday Music Motivation for this week. I hope that you all have a happy and safe Labor Day and a great week of practice. And I will see you next week on the next live Monday Music Motivation. Have a great week. Happy practicing.